to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
It's a Sunday Hoops doubleheader on Sky Sport, starting in the capital where a full house is hoping the winless Wellington Saints can get the job done against the weary Canterbury Rams. Nomai Hadamai, hello and welcome to the NZNBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes, TSB Arena. It's the Saints taking on the Rams. Great to have you with us on Sky Sport. Justin Nelson with you, and sitting right alongside me, as always here in the capital, the wonderfully talented Megan Compain.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Justin, and it's great to be back on a lovely Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a full house here in Wellington, and I feel for those Rams, though, having to come off a tough loss last night in Nelson up against the Saints, who feel like they are ready for a win. Looking forward to seeing Tommy Vodonovic on the court for the first time. And
of course the Airs, big winners last night as well. Let's have a look at the ladder as it stands. A couple of games to go here on Sky Sport this afternoon and this evening, but this is the way it looks right now. It is so tight. The Jets and the Saints both at home today, both looking for their first wins of the season.
Oh, you can often say that about the beginning of the season, that it's going to be tight, but you know, 6 teams in there or thereabouts, 3-2, 2-3. It's anyone's game. Great game for the Taranaki Airs to get off their second win of the season. Is it the Saints night tonight?
Top 6, of course, this season, and right now 8 wins, maybe on head-to-head, could get you in. That's the way it's looking early days. It is ultra competitive in season 2022. Let's look at some of the games coming up. Of course, straight after this one, stick with us on Sky Sport, the Jets and the Nuggets. Jets at full strength for the first time this season. Nuggets very impressive. And then round 5 tips off on Thursday night. Rams and the Hawks. That will be big as 4 Hawks head back to the Rams for the first time since last season. Sharks and the Nuggets Friday night. The Deep South battle. That will be a beauty as well. Speaking of the Rams, starters for this game, there they are, Britt, Taylor, Detch, Darling and Karina. Let's catch up with Coach Judd Flavel. Judd, tough loss in Nelson last night. Quick turnaround up here to play the Saints. How's the team feeling?
Yeah, I guess a tough loss in terms of, you know, I thought both teams played really well. I mean, we dug ourselves a hole, and you know, we used a lot of energy to fight back, and only to sort of fall short in the end. But look, quickly back up on the bike, so to speak, and looking forward to today.
It feels like consistency is a key thing that the Rams are searching for at the moment. 20 quarters played this season, 3-2 record, but you've only won 7 quarters. Is that something you're focusing on with the team, consistency?
Yeah, 100%. I think those are real signs of a team that's really just got together, and especially with me coming in so late. So, yeah, I mean, we've had pieces there to come in, and over the last 2 weeks, we've had a lot of moving pieces. And so that's reflected in our patchiness. Yep, consistency, and I think that's going to take a little bit more time, but getting more games under our belt, I'm sure that's going to help.
Best of luck out there today.
Thank you.
Well, Megan, I'm a little bit too scared to ask anyone at the Saints organisation when was the last time they started a season 0-4. Can you do that for me?
I can't. No. Well, I did say to GM Jordan Mills at the start of the game, how are you feeling tonight? And he goes, let me know in 2 hours.
Sure enough. Let's have a look at the Saints starters tonight. And there is a big in. They are strengthening up each week. We know that. Look at the one right in the middle, number 15, Tom Vodonovic, one of the stars of the competition over the last few years, and he is a massive in for the Saints.
Just watching him warm up just now, I think he is ready to go.
Let's catch up with Coach Guy Malloy and hear his thoughts ahead of this big game against the Rams. Well, Guy, it seems like a week doesn't go by when we don't talk about reinforcements. Tommy Vodonovic comes in today. It's a huge inclusion for the Saints.
Yeah, huge addition for the Saints. Tom's a great player both ends of the floor, and I think that he'll bring that inspiration, leadership, energy that we need. Look, aside from that, we need to improve in a hurry with our defence, and I think that's the area that he'll assist most with.
You would have seen a little bit of the Rams last night against the Giants. Sunday Detch, he's a player that needs to be stopped. What's the plan?
Yeah, well, look, he did the real damage from the 3-point line. I think he was 75% or something like that. So clearly we've got to get a hand to him and run him off the line a little bit. Look, pick and roll him in the lane and Taylor Britt, they were pretty effective, but it's one of those things, I think, where you pick your poison, and we definitely have to run him off the 3.
No doubt all Saints fans are hoping for a win. Best of luck out there today.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Should be about time, I'm hoping.
There is Tommy Vodanovic right on cue and ready to start tonight. Let's have a look at the head-to-head, Megan, because there's some really interesting stats here. Rebounds, points in paint. Not for 1 second would you think the Rams and the Saints would be the 2 bottom teams right now. And that field goal percentage, that's one that's catching everyone by surprise right now. Both of these teams struggling to hit their shots.
That's right. Well, that commentator's getting a bit excited here in the ground. Hard to hear you a little bit there, Justin, but there's nothing in these 2 teams when it comes down to those key stats. But tell you what, Saints versus Tuatara, the Saints living and dying by the 3 early doors this year, like they did last year. 48 threes in that game against Saints and Tuatara, 65% 3-point attempts.
It's massive, isn't it?
It's huge, it's huge. So that can either go 1 or 2 ways for you, Justin. If it goes well, you're winning games.
And if it doesn't?
You don't.
Matt Bathurst, Brad Clive and Hayden Pipe, the officials for this one tonight. Well, this afternoon, of course, it is a huge doubleheader in the NZNBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Coming up straight after this one, the Jets and the Nuggets. Looking forward to that one. We're just about ready to go as Tommy Vodanovic is introduced to the crowd for the first time this season. Now, talking about Tommy Vodanovic, last season played for the Huskies, 22 points a game at 48%, 8 rebounds, 3.5 triples a game. At the 2020 Showdown, he was MVP. There he is right there. 23 points, 10 rebounds, and over 4 triples a game. If you don't think this man will make a difference to the Saints team today and for the season, you're kidding yourself. He is a legit star.
All that said, it's a fair stat lineup. He is also a local boy, and I know that the Saints team pride themselves on bringing the local boys home, and I think that's going to make a difference. This crowd is going to be ready to go here today.
Some of the big talking points, keep an eye out for it. The Saints, Vodanovic in, obviously. Darnay Samuel, the form that he's in right now. And I'll tell you what, Kenneth Tuffin, who shot the three-point clip, shot the three-pointers at a clip of 49% league best last season, currently going at 28% this season. He's due for a big game.
He is due for a big game, you're right. He was nil points on Monday last week against the Tuatara, fouled out in the 4th quarter. He will be looking to redeem himself a little bit here and help the Saints along for their first win of the season.
And some of the talking points for the Rams, 3-2 on the season, yet across the 20 quarters they've played, they've only won 7 of them. So consistency key. Sunday Detch in great form, and Matua Maker in for his 2nd game. New Ram, welcome to New Zealand. Will they let him today against the Saints? He's starting on the Pine. We're underway, the Rams with first possession in this one. There's Taylor Britt out to the corner. Ryan Taylor stepped out of court. The 3 went down. It won't count.
A little bit of happy feet there to start with, but great look from under the hoop. Left-hand drive.
And Ryan Taylor, maybe a little bit of a barometer for the Rams. His 4 games so far have been a real roller coaster, Megan. 0 points, 27 points, 15 points, and just the 7 against the Giants last night.
I think he'll be out to prove a point tonight also.
Here's Vodanovic, first touch for the season to Samuel, down low on Karina, turns it around and can't complete. Great crowd in at TSB Bank Arena. Turnover, Tuffin in the lane, has Darling ahead of him. KT, was there contact? No, good defense called. KT hits the floor, and the Rams will come up with it. How did you see it, Megan?
Oh, good heads-up play by Kenneth Tuffin. I think he was looking for the foul there. Could have gone either way. Sort of put his body into the contact, so the refs might have thought that he had a little bit more to do with it.
Karina seeing a lot of it early. Detch pulls up at the elbow, back of the iron. Mike Karina keeps it alive. Detch knocked out of his hands by Samuel, gets it back. Karina underneath, where's the contact? And that'll put the big Rams, number 14, to the Racine line. He currently going at 10.5 points and 6 rebounds a game in season 22.
That was good little body control there, little head fake. Got Dane off his feet. And one thing that Dane did really well last Monday against the Tuatara is he didn't get himself into foul trouble.
Karina drops the first. And he's one man in that battle of the paint that the Rams need going in this game. Second shot is also good. Dane Samuel just came up sore off that as well. He's clutched his jaw a couple of times, so keep an eye on that. There's Vodanovic going hard, pushes it outside. KT closed down quickly, loses it inside, and away come the Rams. Sunday Detch, good for 4 steals a game this season. Knows this court well, won a championship with the Saints in 2019. Karina on the turnaround, can't finish.
That's 2 touches for Tuffin. Oof.
Mike Smith, great pass inside to Samuel. He thought there was a little bit of contact, clutching that face again. Taylor goes from deep. Why not Ryan Taylor, if you don't mind?
Bit of elevation there on the 3 too.
Well, you did say he'll be keen to fire early in this one. Vodanovic now, first shot is a mate. And straight away, the hometown faithful appreciate Tommy V. Taylor turned his shot to a pass, and underneath, Max Darling finishes it off.
Some early full court pressure just to slow the Saints down in that transition.
Rams out by 4. Oh, turnover. Sweaty hands.
And I don't want to speak too soon, but 3 touches and Tuffin's not having a good night at the office again. It's tough when a player comes off a tough game like that and it just plays on their mind a bit too hard. And just...
Well, he's got a massive job on Sunday Detch, who has been on fire going at over 20 points a game. Here's Taylor Britt pulling up, usually bread and butter. A little bit deep on that occasion, and the Saints a chance to close this early margin. Vodanovic catch and shoot, in and out. It was a good look.
He's looking to make a difference straight away.
Mike Smith now on Sunday Detch, trailing him here. Karina, big body going to work off that turnaround hook. He started well.
Obviously eyeing up Dane with that foul. He knows he's not going to want to put the body on him too hard and get himself into foul trouble early in the first quarter.
Smith isolating the big fella in Karina. And again, early misses here for the Saints. Detch pulls up for 3. He makes it.
Not on the other side of the court.
And that will bring an early timeout to this game. Let's have a look at this on the GJ Gardner replay. He's been in great touch, Sunday Detch.
A little bump off the top of the screen there. And just interesting about that 3-pointer before Mike Smith missed. Nobody was in the paint, even challenging for an offensive rebound. So we talk about the team that lives and dies by the 3. You got to get hot to make that work for you.
Have a listen to this for an all-round stat line for Sunday Detch. You can just see him there taking a breather and a drink. 20 points, 6.5 rebounds, 4 steals, 4.5 assists, and 3.5 triples per game over the opening 5 for the Rams this season.
And as you say, it's been consistently growing. He's such a quality player. Good to see him back in the country.
Saints shooting at 1 of 6 to start this game. Rams 4 of 7. It's been a quick trip for the Rams. They went down to the Giants last night. The Giants looking like the pressure act of season 22. They have a stifling defence down there in Nelson. The Rams flew in at 11:30 this morning, went to their hotel for an hour, jumped on the bus and came to the game.
They might be still warm from the game last night, so we talk about rest and maybe this is going to work to their advantage. They haven't had it. They're just continuing on. This is the 5th quarter.
It's been a great early start. They're out by 9.
Need you nice and loud, Wellington. Get behind our team.
Mike Carina with 4 points and 3 rebounds already in this game. There's Mike Smith. Dane Samuel just floats it up. Back of the iron.
Not got the touch there just yet.
Saints 1 of 7. Here's Maxwell Darling. Holding it up, waiting for Taylor to come and meet him on the wing. Vodanovic, big, strong rebound. Something the Saints have been sorely missing.
Just making sure that Max Darling knew he was there.
Dane Samuel doing some heavy lifting inside. Foul is called on the floor. Dane there pleading his case. He wants to go to the Racine line. There's Coach Guy Malloy. He'll be keen for a win today. They've got some work to do after the Rams have come out firing. Dane for 3. There you go. Up and about early, Dane Samuel.
Finally taking the lid off for Dane. He'll be happy to have that go.
Averages a couple of triples a game. Playing 32 minutes a game so far this season. There's some big contact underneath. Tom Vodanovic is called for the foul. A little bit of bump and grind between him and Max Darling. Max just pats him on the back, says thanks for the contest.
It's interesting because the Saints and the Rams, it's not much in the height department, but you know, the Saints don't play a traditional back to the basket game.
Max Darling for 3. Just caught the Saints napping. And the margin opens up once again. Dane Samuel inside. And who's the foul being called on here? Let's have a look.
Like an offensive.
I think it's going to be on Jordan Nartai. So I'd need to see that again because our view was actually blocked by one of the officials, believe it or not, from where we're sitting. But definitely a foul on Nartai. So let's have a look. GJ Gardner-Holmes.
I might have cut a bit early there. I didn't see that one either.
Must have been something on the other side of the court. Rams by 9. Taylor has already dropped 1 big triple to start this game. Was there a carry there on Taylor Britt? Crowd thought so. Karina comes up short, and Joe Cook-Green, who's into the action now,
Giving it a go.
picks up an early foul. Had 30 points in the opening game of the season for the Rams. Played 32 minutes in that game against the Nuggets. Since then has only been above 20 minutes once.
Well, they're sport for choice in the guard position, aren't they?
Speaking of guards, Mike Smith.
With the floater.
His first real look at it today. Made no mistake. Double dribble called on Taylor Britt. Maybe that was a make-up
Hand under the ball.
for what we saw a minute ago on the hip.
So we can all see how Mike Smith can heat up at any time. Oh,
Dangerous pass mid-court. There's Vodanovic for 3. He's put one of his 3 away. Matua Maker about to come onto the floor for the Rams. You talked about needing some height out there. Oh, he's 211 centimetres, Megan.
there's not many of those in the league. Oof. Here we go.
Oh,
again.
Dane Samuel. That's what he does. And once he gets up and going, as we saw last week, he's very hard to stop. Darling. Vidanovic just resting his right hand on him. Taylor off the curl, short. And the Saints just starting to find some rhythm now. That lead for the Rams back to 4.
So a couple of those three-pointers will do to you. Get back in the game very quickly. And
Tommy
might be up for
V
another one.
wants a foul. That three-point shot attempt clip is right up there again for the Saints as Mike Karina. In fact, it may be Joe Cook-Green picked up for the foul there. It was. Just some contact to the head.
great to see Judd Flavel back in the country, take up the head coaching spot for the Rams. Obviously a incredibly good tall black, incredibly good basketball player. Been over in Australia for a few years. It's great to see him back.
Yeah, been with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, supporting Simon Mitchell. Here's Nartai. Can he get going? Dumps it off. Samuel underneath is fouled. And he's off to the colourful stripe.
Colourful stripe.
DeRozine, of course. We're starting to see more and more activity with the ball in the hands of Nartai, Vidanovic, Samuel.
Starting to get a little bit more flow systems, passing the ball. Still would like to see them inside a little bit more often than they are. I love the fact that the big guys can step out and shoot threes.
Samuel moves to 7. Somebody asked me during the week, now on 8, somebody asked me during the week about Darnay Samuel, what do I think of the way he celebrates making a big shot? Do you think he goes over the top? And I said, no, I think we need more of that from more players. What do you think?
You're Australian. Of course you're going to say yes. But I certainly agree. I don't think it's showboating when you hit a big shot and you tell the crowd who are appreciating it all about it. And man, he can hit some big shots.
Great defense, Potts Broughton on Max Darling. But Sam Smith comes up with the big shot for the Rams.
And gets his hand on it the other end.
His first shot in the game. There he is, Sam Smith. I'm glad you agree with me.
And this is coming from, you know, the Kiwi downplay. I'd never celebrated on the court myself, but I'm well up for it, particularly from a fan's perspective.
Oh, I
And
love
it. We're in the entertainment business, aren't we?
Yep.
Justin, so let's be entertaining. And I love watching Darnay play. I love watching him celebrate.
Well, the home crowd here love it as well. Johnny Hillu into the action. Same with Dougal Meter. Potts Broughton sets the screen. Hillu just gets through traffic and drops the big basket. Johnny Hillu.
Welcome to the game.
Well, look at this on the GJ Gardner, because Sunday Ditch had it and just couldn't hold it. And
I don't know how he got it out of there to get it up, take the foul, and make the basket.
well, as we said, the clutches of Sunday Ditch are usually fairly vice-like. He gets 4 steals a game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point game. Rams got off to a flyer in this one. Here's Matua Maker with some size inside. And he'll take that and use it to his advantage every day of the week.
That was a lovely post-up hook shot by the big man. Great body control.
Whistle. Foul off the ball. And that will be against Max Darling, who comes off for a break. Jackson Stent onto the court for the Rams.
So you say the Saints have taken, you know, a little bit of time to get into the game. They did the same against the Tuatara. As much as they lost by 15 points, it didn't feel like that when we were watching the game unfold. You just have to wonder, you know, a couple more weeks, get their systems in play. Xavier Cooks on the court.
For more reports, we'll be here this time next week, 3 o'clock next Sunday. The Saints take on the Jets. Welcome to the town, Manawatu Jets. Imagine Xavier Cook stepping out. That lead at 2 again. Joe Cook-Green picks up the ball. Sunday Detch busy. Corner. Sam Smith, not this time. Maker underneath. Keeps it alive. Detch again around Nartai. Pulls up and, well, Nartai got a clean hand on that. Second chance falls to Detch and he completes. I think it was good to let that one go. It looked clean.
I do too, and I really like the way the Rams are just giving that little bit extra for the girls to think about after they've made a basket, just to slow that Saints fast breakdown.
Hilu pulls up. A little deep.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Wellington, make some noise.
Heading down to quarter time. It's been entertaining. Sam Smith.
Why not?
His second triple of the quarter. And I reckon there's a foul under the basket as well. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, that's totally clean. Bobbled out. That's why there was no travel called. And Detch was quick enough to react and finish. How about Sam Smith with a couple of big shots late in this first quarter?
Sometimes it's good to just know your role.
Rams out by 7. Last shot of the quarter coming up. Nartai. Samuel comes to meet him. Nartai onto the right, trying to find some space. Hilu for 3. No, that won't go. And that'll do us. So an entertaining first quarter. Rams got the jump. Saints come back and Sam Smith nails a triple to take it back out to 7. 25-18. We'll take a look at it all on the other side of this break.
Sal's Pizzerias. Which way are you going, Rex? Rex going to go that way. Kobe going to go that way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, count it down with me. And 3, 2, 1, go, lads. Kobe from Fraser Cruiser, Upper Hutt. Rex from Newlands. You got to make it. You make the shot, you get the voucher. Get your rebound, go again if you miss. Kobe gets a second one. You don't have to hang on to it, Rex, you can just drop it. We won't steal it, I promise you. Kobe with another one, is it? No, it'll go over. But Rex gets his third. Kobe gets his third as well. It's a Sal's NBL steal every first quarter we have. Oh, Rex is going for distance this time. He's going back for his fourth. Oh, around the back as well. Rex has some skills. Counting it down to the last voucher. Kobe's looking. I think there was an airball, Kobe. Just one more to go. One more voucher and you're done. Rex makes it, Kobe makes it, that's it. We're all done. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Rex and Kobe. And our good friends at Sal's for the Sal's NBL still. The NBL still is available at all Sal's Pizzerias.
Welcome back to the Kenny McFadden court. And look at all those championship banners sitting up in the rafters here at TSB Bank Arena. The Saints, believe it or not, still looking for their first win of season 2022. Every team in the competition, Megan, has had a loss. The Saints and the Jets still searching for their first win. Entertaining first quarter. Sam Smith doing some damage late for the Rams.
So looking at those banners there, it's hard to believe that they are sitting at the end of the table, at the bottom of the table. And again, just not looking like they are giving a real run for the Rams a real run for their money. Again, looking for the 3. Well,
that helps.
I will say it again. It will win you games and it'll lose you games. Would just love to see them getting a little bit more variety to their scoring.
They're over 50% on their shot attempts from three-point range. Joe Cook-Green, nearly fortuitous inside. Sam Smith in the end should have completed. And I reckon the Saints have got away with one there because the Rams missed 2 absolute bunnies.
Bunnies, eh?
Well, that was Easter surprise 1. In fact, that was the second one. Should have finished off then. Judd Flavel knows it as well.
Well, the Rams have definitely come to play. They don't look like they've just come off a tough game against Nelson Giants last night. They're looking actually quite fresh. We'll see what happens in the third, fourth quarter.
Here's Smith, and again finds his way to the basket. So he's got 8 points in the game, has barely played more than 3 minutes. Thomas Gold here will fire from range. Vodanovic got a little bit of a bump underneath. That'll go against Jackson Stent. Good body position by Tommy V.
Good to see the young Tommy Gold getting a run. And just the first thing they do is shoot a 3.
It's going to be fascinating to see how their game plan unfolds over the next few weeks once Xavier Cooks comes in. It's got a quick stoppage on the game here because, as we said in the pre-game, their desire to go the 3-ball instead of inside so far this season has been quite incredible. In that game against the Tuatara last week, 48 3-point attempts, 65% of their shot attempts came from outside the arc. And again, we're starting to see the same pattern unfold in this game today.
And what's interesting about that, shooting the 3, but no one's crashing the boards.
Yeah, they are the lowest rebounding team in the competition this season so far. Mike Smith pulls it up. Tuffin for 3. He can't finish. Just a 6-point game. The Saints shooting low 30s at the moment. Joe Cook-Green for 3. He nails it. JCG.
And they're not doing too badly from behind the arc themselves, the Rams.
Samuel closed down. Finds a way to make some space. He misses one that he really should have hit.
Good to see him taking a little bit to the hole. Oh.
Matua Maker is fouled. Tuffin will wear the foul here.
And he'll be having nightmares about last Monday.
And here he is just asking about it. Did look like he stepped up. Matua Maker, the 211 centimetre, 24-year-old South Sudanese Australian. 8 points and 3 rebounds on debut last night in 13 minutes against the Giants. And of course, just like Tommy Vodanovic on the floor today, he also just won a championship in the Australian NBL with the Sydney Kings.
It's not even like they had a chance to celebrate before they were on a plane back over here.
Oh, I'm sure they found a way. Hits 1 of 2 from the Racine stripe. It's good enough for a 10-point margin now. Tuffin. Vodanovic wanted it inside.
Had a mismatch too down low.
Smith wide open. Again, they fire away from deep. Detch back the other way. Classy stuff from Sunday Detch.
Quick basket in transition.
Tucked it under the arm. I'd like to see the Saints go inside. Get it to these big fellas. There's Dane. That's better.
I think Guy Malloy must have heard you.
Or maybe I heard him. Offensive foul against Matua Maker. No real complaints. And now they're going to go with the twin towers of their own, the Rams, as Karina steps out. This will be interesting.
Well, and this is when you do maybe want to stretch the floor and bring your big guys out a little bit wider beyond the 3-point line.
So Rams by 10. Let's see what happens here for the Saints with Karina and Maker both out there. Missed shot by Nartai. Big stuff underneath by Vodanovic. That was just brute strength.
And that's what he does so well, and that's what the Saints have been missing in these first few games of the season.
Last 2 baskets for the Saints, Megan, have come inside the paint.
Perhaps maybe we do know what we're talking about, Justin.
Getch underneath on the reverse. That's a classy basket
He
as
is
well.
so good.
One of the best players in the competition so far this season. Samuel guarded by Smith. Speaking of Smiths, Ngatai. Ball on the floor, some work to do over Karina, and he drops it.
Tommy V wanted the ball down low. He had a couple of times where he had pinned really good position, but we'll take it.
On a heat check, Sunday Detch. Saints back the other way. Mike Smith hasn't really got going yet. Dane Samuel short.
So that's the shot I'm not happy with. You know, quick transition. You get an opportunity. Oh.
Great defense by Tom Vodanovic, and he's won it back for the Saints. Nods his head in appreciation. Here it is again. The big man battle down low. Well, that is textbook, absolute textbook defense.
Had a few words to say on the way out as well.
Just want to talk about Jordan Ngatai playing 35 minutes a game, which I think is second in the league, only getting up 10 shot attempts a game. Here's Smith for 3. We saw Ngatai score the last basket for the Saints. The point that I'm making is I think we've got to see him with the ball in his hands more.
Yeah, it's I mean, he's got the experience, and there he goes running the floor.
There you go, right on cue.
Scripted Ngatai.
Almost as if we scripted it.
I agree. I'm expecting more from him. I know what he's capable of. He's obviously very, very experienced. You know, having Dion Prusa here last year, you know, running the court, owning the ball, I was sort of expecting the same type of play out of Jordan, just consummate professional, experienced, get amongst the game.
Karina up to 6 points. Corner ball for Tuffin. Now Smith wide open 3, and that's a better shot. Much better, Mike
That's
Smith.
the three-pointer I can live with. Yeah, it touched everyone's hands on the way around. There's probably 3 shots that could have gone that they've been taking. And another offensive foul.
Yeah, against Mike Karina. Mind you, Kenneth Tuffin certainly made sure the referees saw it. See if we get this on the GJ Gardner replay.
You're thinking a little bit of a...
Well, have a look at this.
Whoa. At least he stayed on his feet this time, though.
Back to 5 points. Let's see what the Saints do on this occasion. Winiata Mulvihill into the action for the first time. He's had a good season so far. Tommy V can't finish. Looked good off the hand. We were right behind that.
Yeah, it did, but again, they're more successful when at least they get a few more people touching the ball. Just a couple more passes and get that same open shot.
Here's Ryan Taylor. Nailed a big shot early, this time under pressure. Can't finish. Jackson Stink got up high over Vodanovic. Scramble on the boards. And there's a foul that's being called here. I reckon this is going to go against Taylor Britt. It is, it's a hold. And I just wonder whether he was the third player into this.
Kenneth Tuffin is really upset about whatever happened then. So there was something happened on the floor, either said.
Well, I reckon he was the third player in, Taylor Britt.
Unnecessarily.
Yep, and came into the back of Kenneth Tuffin, and I think that might be what he's upset about.
He get a knee in the back of the head maybe, but he's not. He got up very unhappy about whatever happened underneath in that huddle there.
Well, to be fair, Hayden Pipe, the official who called the foul, was right behind it. He got the best view of it, and he was straight there and made the call. So I'll tell you what the reaction was from the fans as well.
Yes. They
Hometown
must have seen
fans are up and
something
about right now. Sunday Detch called for the foul, and they're in the bonus. So right now, a little bit of momentum for the Saints.
Only 5 points in it. So this might be, you know, their opportunity. They're in the bonus now. 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. And just starting to get a few more of those systems and plays and passes and touches to go their way.
We know this man can score. Had 27 last Monday night.
And most in the second half.
Yep, absolutely lit it up after halftime. I know I've said it a few times this season already, but over 1,900 points in his collegiate career.
Finishing off at a little place called University of Michigan. I think they're pretty good at basketball.
Yeah, they are, you're right.
Oh,
Great
lovely
pass.
pass.
Oh, there's another bunny that was
And
missed.
missed it.
Second shot will count. Here it is. Great high-low action. Jackson Stent, terrific pass.
Tell you what, that's the third foul on Tommy Vodanovic.
Yeah, that is a bit of a worry.
Those plays are really frustrating too because you miss the basket, offensive rebound.
Number 11.
They get the basket on the second attempt and the foul.
Well, the Saints will go the next 4 minutes without Vodanovic. Nartai comes in to replace him, so they're a little bit smaller. I'd like to see that inside-outside movement again by the Saints, and this time maybe with a Winiera Mulvihill shot in the corner. We saw him drain some massive threes last week.
He did. He stepped on the court and certainly made his presence felt, and I think he's had a fresh new fade on the side there because his mullet is looking exceptionally tidy.
Sunday Ditch.
If you can say that about a mullet. Looking tidy.
9 points in the game. We've all been there, haven't we?
No. I don't believe I have.
Am I only speaking for myself here? Here's Nartai. This is better from Jordan Nartai.
That's that. Exactly that. Using your body, using your strength, finding the gap. Just put the Rams under a bit more pressure. Don't let them off the hook.
That's a second foul.
Results so far in round 4. Tuatara and Hawks. What a game that was last Wednesday night. Hawks got that one by 1. Nuggets went to the stockyard and stitched up the Bulls. The Bulls losing their second in a row on their home deck, 83-66. The Giants last night over the Rams, 85-77. Some huge highlights in that game. Trey Morning, Jared West, Sunday Detch. And the Airs over the Sharks last night by 11, Megan. A couple of imports into that game. Hilliard was great. And the Airs got one on their home deck. The Sharks 2-3 on the season.
That's what we were saying, that imports can make such a difference. Just as I say that, Michael Smith drive to the basket, offensive rebound by Dane. But yeah, how good were the Taranaki Airs to get their second win of the season,
and
over a tough Southland Sharks.
And I think it just emphasises how tight this run to the top 6 is going to be this season. It is as competitive as ever. Maybe over the next few weeks, it'll come to light that maybe it's the most competitive it's ever been. Like, it is a really tight competition. This one's back to 3. Here's Taylor. He needs to get going. That'll help Ryan Taylor. Sweet shot.
Made sure of that one. He got some air on that shot.
He's hit 2 of 6 today. 5 points in the game. Nartai.
I think someone has definitely had a word in Jordan Nartai's ear because he has definitely come to play in this second quarter. But Michael Smith missed, which is really interesting because he's a very good passer, a wide open Winiata Mulvihill cutting to the basket. He had no one on him.
Well, right in front of us, when Nartai hit that shot, Judd Flavel raced up to the bench, called a timeout, and you know exactly what he'll be talking about in the Rams huddle. Right now, though, Guy Malloy, he'd be pretty happy with what he's seen this quarter from the Saints.
Well, they've come out on the second quarter like a different team. Definitely much more composed on the offensive end, not just needing to feel like they have to take that first open 3. Even if you are open, a couple more touches of ball, make the defensive work a little bit, and also attack the basket. But that second to last in the second quarter here, in the last part of it, the amount of success that they're having by attacking the basket and going hard got them back into this game.
Saints fans enjoying it at TSB Bank Arena this afternoon. Great crowd in for this one.
We've got new colouring in books. We've got
You wouldn't think for a second that the Saints are 0-3 coming in.
No, it's still one of the best afternoons in town. Come on down to the TSB Arena. You're inside, you're dry, middle of winter. It's the best thing about basketball, isn't it? The winter sport, you play it inside.
What are you talking about? It's been a beautiful day in the capital today.
Still very, very cold.
Back underway inside the last 3 minutes of this first half. Rams out by 3. Nice little hand in there from Winiera Mulvihill. You almost got a possession then.
I did. Almost
Neve.
touched the ball for the first time in about 5 years.
Great to see the referees are also adept at fixing up the signage.
Sky
love to
will
see
be
that.
most happy about that.
Right in front of us. Good on you, Hayden. Excellent.
I thought Judd Flavel was going to have a go fixing the Sal's core flute as well.
It's all happening right in front of us.
He's always got a sly smile on his face, Judd.
He has, you're right. Here's Taylor Britt, goes to that favoured
move.
left off the right wing.
Awesome little hesitation and just kept going. He's guy's silky smooth with the ball in his hand.
And he's one of the best. Gets that lead back out to 5. When he had a Mulvihill. Big Matua Maker with the rebound. Here he is again. And he goes hard to the basket again, Taylor Britt. This one just rolls out.
Having a lot of success with that top of the key pick when you've got someone that's 6'11".
2 minutes left.
Nartai for 3. Ryan Taylor's going to get picked up for the foul. Don't think there was any doubt about that one. Kenneth Taylor sprawled across the deck. Gets up with a look on his face.
He has been on the floor more tonight than any other player.
There's the Nartai shot. You can just see it in the background.
A little bit of a drop shoulder. Argy Bargy?
Well,
Not too bothered though.
if the object of the game was to try and hide a foul like that, Ryan Taylor did his absolute worst attempt.
And put Kenneth Tuffin on the Resine stripe for potentially his first points of the night.
He's had a slow start to the season, hasn't he, KT?
Well, he was sixth man off the bench last year. And he used to come on, sit in the corner, drain a few threes. And there's a lot of other, I guess, players on the court that were spreading the defense. No one was really looking out for him. It's what happens all the time, isn't it? You can fly under the radar for a certain amount of time, and then when people can figure out that you're actually pretty good in your shooter, then you're going to start getting a lot more attention on the defensive end.
Well, he was league best 49% three-point shooter last season, going at 28% so far this season. And I reckon with shooters, when you're trying to find your form, the best thing you can do is get to the line.
Yeah.
And he just nailed 2 on that occasion. So let's see if he gets going in the second half. Here's Sam Smith on Tuffin. Good defense by Tuffin. Smith comes up with it. Offensive boards have been good for the Rams in this one. Smith in the corner. We saw him do this in the first quarter. Can't complete on that occasion. 3-point game.
Oh, the hustle by Sam Smith.
Corner. Here we go. Right on cue. KT.
I thought you were going to say the only thing you can keep doing when you're a shooter is just keep shooting.
Well, that's what he can do, and that will give him no end of confidence heading into the second half. Ties the game up. 44 apiece. Underneath, big maker. Receives and gives.
Great look by Taylor Britt. Oh, he's so silky smooth with the ball.
Here's Tuffin again, this time aggressive to the basket. Puts it outside for Samuel. 1 look, 2 looks. Around the world, in and out.
30 seconds to go, Wellington. Let's get loud.
2-point game. Remember, the Rams are playing their second game inside 24 hours. Will that be a story in the second half? Here's Taylor Brett. Turnaround, bounces off Samuel, and just floats it in for another 2.
Count it down, Wellington.
Last shot. Smith has some big hands in front of him.
And that will do it for the
And he can't finish it. So half-time, we've got a game on our hands. Round 4 action here at TSB Bank Arena.
It is time for the halftime competition.
Rams have it by 4.
Our game day sponsor, basketbol.
What a first half it's been.
Welcome to McFadden Court. It's David.
We're going to head down to the sidelines in just a moment and catch up with Mike Smith.
We're going to see your running styles first, then we're going to see your dribbling styles.
Here's Megan Compain.
I'm here with Mike Smith. Well, good second quarter to get back in the game, but how tough are the Rams on the offensive end?
The Rams are a good team. They're moving the ball, they're running with pace, and they're playing really hard. So it's hard for us. They're trying to play catch up when we should be out there playing really hard too.
Well, you guys are living and dying by the 3. How do you guys get to like spread the points out a little bit more and get inside to the paint?
I think we have to get more paint touches, like you said. We're shooting a lot of threes. We're not making that many. We got to get to the lane and get fouls more and get to some layups and floaters.
Well, you guys are only 4 points in it. Good luck for the second half.
Say that again?
4 points in it. Good luck for the second half.
Thank you so much.
First person to make the layup
Back to you, Justin.
is Matt. The free throw.
Sunday Ditch,
How you
catching
doing,
up with
Sunday?
Megan
Well,
Compain.
4 points in it. You guys had a great first quarter. What are you going to do in the second half to keep the ball alive on your end?
Well, just offensive rebounds. You know, I think they're getting a lot of second chance points and keeping off of the 3-point line.
And what? So, oh, sorry, I've lost it. I will get you back to the changing room. We're a little bit late coming back, but good luck for the second half.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
It looks good, but it's not.
Go half-time here at TSB Bank Arena. We've got a close one. Rams 48 lead the Saints 44. We'll take a look at all of the stats here on Sky Sport right after the break.
Oh, and now they're both at springs. Here we go, Matt. Almost, mate. Little more wee picks there, David. Oh, it's getting there. I can see it. Oh, the head's backwards now. You get that one, Mosh. Oh! And Matt wins it. Thank you, boys. Thank you, game day sponsors, Pack and Save, for your awesome sponsorship of the Saints over the years. Give it up, Wellington, for Matt and David, who are taking home. Matt, $500 voucher from Pack and Save, and David with the 200. Both winners on the day. Quick shout out to our game day sponsors, Pack and Save, for everything you do for the Saints. Saints in schools is absolutely outstanding. Your long sponsor.
Everybody clap your hands. Check it out, y'all. To the left.
It is very, very loud in TSB Bank Arena today. Massive crowd in attendance. You've got to love this. This is what's happening in basketball right across the country. Let's have a look at the stats in this one. And not too much separates the two teams, probably other than field goal percentage.
No, as you say, it's always a tell, the stats, isn't it? But another key stat, the Rams sitting on 15 fouls and the Saints sitting on 5. There's only 4 points in it. And I think the Saints are sniffing a win. They won't want to come away from this one without one today.
Sorry, when you say fouls, we're talking about free throws. Talking about free throws, yeah.
Yes.
So the Saints have definitely been to the line a lot more and converting at a very, very high clip from the line. There's some assists, some blocks. We'll get through the stats. This game is set up, Megan, for somebody just to really step up and take over in the second half. I mean, they're all doing their job. Dane Samuel, Jordan Nartai, Tom Vidanovic, Sunday Detch, Taylor Brett, Mike. They're all doing their job, but it really is set up for someone to step up. Maybe Mike Smith.
No, you're right. It's very balanced across the scoreboard for both teams, but we saw how Mike Smith can come alive at any 1 minute. I think the Saints have always had guards that can just turn it on, and it'll be interesting to see whether he can get going in the second half. But you know, from a Rams perspective, they've got shooters everywhere. They've got people that can score from all parts of the court. I really do like their defense, though. They're just putting a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, just slowing the Saints down, so they're pushing them out of their game and off their rhythm a bit.
Well, halftime here at TSB Bank Arena. The crowd are enjoying it. The Rams are up by 4. I'm going to have some Panadol. Back with more after this.
Put your hands together for the House Ball sponsored by House Pizzas and Wellington Ball Toyota. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to present a similar to one of our longest serving sponsors. Now at Pack and Save Lower Hutt, the Marriott family, Carl, Caroline, Taylor, Zoe, as a token of our appreciation and support for well over a decade, we'd like to present this range similar to you guys. Thank you for everything you do for us at the Wellington Saints. Wellington, give it up for the Marriott family, please. And even though I said I wouldn't, it's also Carl's birthday. So everybody, sing. Should we sing? All right, let's wish happy birthday. Everyone, wish Carl a happy birthday for us. Thank you. Oh, I embarrassed it. Oops. Sorry, not sorry. There's another birthday in the house, and I see him right over here. Everybody, please give it up for former player, former coach, Angela Robinson. Happy birthday, brother. Hope you're having a good day.
Rams have this one by 4 over the Saints at the half. Justin Nelson, Megan Compain with you. Megan, a couple of really interesting things to keep an eye on here. The Rams leading the rebounds 26-16 at the half, including 8 offensive rebounds. The other standout for me, we've mentioned this a couple of times already, the Saints love the three-point shot in season 2022. Of their 36 field goal attempts in the first half, 21, that's 58%, have come from behind the arc.
Yeah, there's not many teams that will point to that as your go-to offensive strategy. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But saw in the second quarter they had a lot more success, got on a lot more of a run, put the Rams defense under a lot more pressure when they started moving the ball around, taking the ball inside and looking to hit the paint. Then that opens up your open up three as well.
And they're only going at 28.6% from the arc as well. Mike Smith is the one to watch for me, for the Saints. He's the one that can really get this team motoring, and I think that will be the case. And for the Rams, Taylor Britt just looks like he's the guy today that is saying, give me the ball.
He had a great second quarter, that's for sure. Very confident with the ball, he can do it all. Looking to get those little silky smooth, open little jumpers and little lofty shots. I think we're in for another very, very good, close game of basketball. So it will certainly be a game that will keep this TSB Arena crowd on the edge of their seats, and hopefully the crowd that's watching at home on Sky Sport.
Well, we had a one-point thriller to start the round when the Hawks got up over the Tuatara. Maybe a big one here in the capital today as well. Underway, Saints with the first possession. Tuffin is forced out by Taylor Britt. Here's Mike Smith to the basket.
Talked about Mike starting us off.
He's the one.
He might be the one. It's interesting just watching Kenneth right here in front of us. It's not even looking at the hoop.
Up to 9 points. The Saints, number 24. Here's Max Darling bodying up. Great defense and equally a good finish.
We also knew that Tommy V is sitting on 3 fouls, so he's not going to go too hard at him.
We'll keep an eye on that matchup. Here is Vodanovic. This time the roles reversed, goes out to Samuel. Smith. Great pass inside to Dane Samuel.
How did he even see that?
We are sitting right behind that. Have a look at this on the GJ Gardner replay.
Wow.
That is high-level stuff from Mike Smith. I didn't even see Dane Samuel in the frame. So I don't know how he saw him. Samuel to the Resine stripe. As you pointed out, Megan. 12 of 13 from the line in the first half for the Saints. 4 of 5 for the Rams. So in a season where all teams have struggled a bit from the stripe, these two teams going at a high clip today.
And making the most of it. 2-point game.
They go back to Darling again. This time, Dane with him. Britt feeds it down low again. Smith chipping in. Now Taylor Britt fires away. Nearly dropped it. And quickly up the floor, Mike Smith. Vodanovic, corner. Tuffin to Samuel. Weighing up his options. Now goes one-on-one over the top of Karina for 2.
Great patience there from the big guy down low. So good to see him playing with his back to the basket. He is so dangerous on offense.
Ties it up. 50 apiece. Karina now. This time he goes over the top of Samuel and answers him straight back.
And that might be one criticism of Dane defensively. Got caught napping there.
Vodanovic and Darling. Big Tommy V scoops it up off the left. Short on the iron.
Obviously, Guy Malloy is seeing the same thing that we're seeing here. And had a talk with the team half-time. Looking to get a little bit more offensive movement going in there in the second half.
Kenneth Tuffin called for the foul. just his second, but made it blatantly obvious that it was a foul. Wrapping up his Rams opponent. There's Sunday Detch from downtown. Loose ball off the boards. Little Mike Smith comes up with it. Looks to create to Vodanovic, gets it back. Short corner jumper. Smith for two.
Quick release there from Mike Smith, and I think he might be right. Get the ball, keep the ball in this guy's hands.
Double foul has been called on Mike Smith and Max Darling. Both teams on the sidelines, both coaches are up pleading their case.
And I think that's going to hurt the Rams a little bit more than it's going to hurt the Saints. It's only the first foul on Mike Smith, where it's the third, I believe.
I'd need to see it again.
On Max Darling.
I guess the question is...
Jump ball.
Well, would you let it go? I mean, the play wasn't even with them. They both look to have wrestled each other to the floor. Is it one where you do step in and call a double foul, or you just let it play out?
Well, there was no offensive advantage that happened from the play. The shot went up and it missed, and Saints rebound.
Rams back with possession. I think Ryan Taylor might have just copped an errant hand to the cheek. He's having a chat to the ref now. Sunday Detch for three. Saints come up with it.
Jordan Artai crashing the boards.
Here's Smith back to his left. Has Karina in front of him. Goes over him. Mike Smith, big triple. Got to love what he's come out and started to do in this third quarter.
I think, again, he must have been hearing you in the sideline, because he has come out on fire and put the Saints up by 3 points the first time in the game.
Well, he had 7 points in the first half. He's added another 7 in the last 3.5 minutes. And he wants to go again. Goes back to his left. Forces it outside to Vodanovic. Tuffin keeps it alive. Smith from downtown. Can't complete. Big contact into the signage. Kenneth Tuffin and Ryan Taylor going hard at it. Have a look at this off the rebound. Ryan Taylor trying to shepherd the ball over. Kenneth Tuffin wasn't having any of that.
It's interesting when you see a player that hasn't just got their game's just not moving for them, going for them. He's a shooter, he's a scorer, but he's making sure that he's involved in every other aspect of the game. He has one on the floor tonight more than anyone else combined. So he's making a difference where he can.
Let's see if we can bring that up again quickly. You'll see Ryan Taylor just shepherd the ball, and KT flew straight over the top of him. Here it is again. Watch Taylor. Kenneth Tuffin, desperate to keep it in. Taylor thought it should have been a foul. Rams have it. Taylor Britt can't finish, gets the rebound. Second chance, not dropping.
Saints ball.
And Taylor Britt just annoyed with himself there with a couple of little looks underneath. 2 more bunnies to add to the list.
But they're getting the rebounds. That's the part where I would be, if I was Guy Malloy, wanting to shut down those second chance opportunities. And Dane
Samuel
decided.
And talk about celebrate.
What's wrong with that?
I love it. Absolutely love it. That's what the fans come to see. GJ Gardner replay. Dane Samuel puts it under the right wing.
Unless you're a Rams fan.
Unless you're a Rams fan.
Timeout
call. Well, the Saints have the lead. They're out by 5.
Did you not see that?
They're out by 5. I'm with you.
Keep up, Justin. But I think what you were talking about late in the second quarter, maybe just starting to catch up with the Rams, is a little bit of that fatigue, heavy legs setting in from having a very, very tough ask to back up a game against the Saints after their game in Nelson last night.
13-4 quarter. 13-4 quarter by the Saints to open the third. They now lead by 5. Mike Smith has shot up to 14 points. Darnay Samuel has 18 points and 7 rebounds. Mike Karina, the leading scorer for the Rams, with 11.
And Fujifilm, and of course, our game day sponsors.
Big crowd in here for this one today.
Big crowd and a new sound system, I think, for the TSB because it is loud in here.
Jets and Nuggets coming up straight after this one on Sky Sports. Stick with us. It's a huge Sunday doubleheader in the Sal's NBL. We've got drafts, we've got sheep, we've got everything today.
Whatever it takes to keep your 2-year-old happy and entertained through a game. I just saw my 3-year-old.
Your young man's running around here somewhere.
He's up in the stands, knee-deep in ice cream.
As you do. And you know what? You'll say to him after the game, what did you enjoy most about the basketball
ice cream.
team? The ice cream will be number one. Number one. Now they certainly pack in a big crowd here, the Saints. They've been doing it for years. They're loud and proud, and they're searching for their first win of the season, believe it or not.
And is it going to come tonight?
Samuel adds another one from the Rosine stripe, and they're out by 6. He has 19 in the game. Ryan Taylor needs to get going. He fires from deep, and he answers just like that. Up to 8 points in the game, his second triple of the afternoon. Very timely. Lead back to 3. Joe Cook-Green about to come into the game for the Rams. Oof. Now we've got a stoppage here.
It's a 5-second violation call.
I think you're
see
right.
Many of those in the professional game these days, do you?
Don't see many at all. And Guy Malloy having a chat with Brad Clive.
If it was 5, it was right on 5, and it's a really interesting call because I think at this stage, these players and their experience, they kind of know they've got to get rid of the ball.
Well, you know, you do know the first call of the game that Guy Malloy is going to go back and have a look at after this, and he'll be getting the stopwatch out and counting. Kenneth Tuffin with the foul. That's his 3rd. So just out of that timeout, Rams with a score and a couple of decisions going their way. There's JCG with the floater. The only thing that hit was the big mitts of Jordan Nartai. And here he is, into the corner. Samuel. He gets you on the edge of your seat every time he touches the ball. Good defense. No, foul called on Kenneth Tuffin. That's his 4th personal.
Just as we were talking about the foul count not really working against the Saints. That's a tough end to the 3rd quarter for Kenneth Tuffin.
Dougal Nita comes in to replace Kenneth Tuffin. Reluctantly steps off the floor. 4.5 to play in the 3rd. 3-point game. Matua Maker pulls up for 3 and drains it.
Over Tommy V, they've got a few things to say to each other.
The Sydney Kings teammates having a bit of a chuckle. Well, I think Matua was laughing. Don't know that Tommy V was.
Oh, I think he wanted to get that one back, but he decides to. He certainly does. And one.
Tommy V comes up smiling this time. Not sure that Matua has a green.
Talk about energy on the court. I saw him play live for the first time last year, and I've been in love with that kind of energy in that player since. It's great to see him back with the Wellington Saints.
What a contest. They're back out by 2. Tommy V at the Rosine stripe. Adds another one. Good game. Gotta love your Sal's NBL action in season 2022. This one set to go down to the wire. Here they are again doing battle, and they're going basket for basket, Matua Maker and Tommy Vodanovic.
Oh, and he gets a hand on the ball there.
And he's going to go upstairs, you would think. Good foul in the end by Mike Smith.
Doing it at both ends of the court. The Rams aren't out of this yet, so just as we said, maybe their legs are tired. They've gone on a run to end.
You've got to be careful passing the ball around Matua because he has got a huge wingspan. Here he is at the coloured stripe. Short on the first one. Eight points in the game. 1 of 3 from the line now. Makes the second. And that ties it up with just over 3.5 to play in this third quarter.
Oh,
hard pass mid-court. Vidanovic looking for Samuel. Rams come up with it. Joe Cook-Green.
that was about as textbook of a trap, just over half as you could ask for, and turned into a breakaway three-point play, and Saints now down by 2.
I think it was a long 2. They've only added 2. They have just had a foot on the line. Shot clock down to 6 here for the Saints. Going hard at the basket, Nartai. Does he turn it over? There might be a conversation coming here with 1.8 seconds left on the shot clock. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be a Saints ball off the baseline.
What do you do with 1.8 seconds on the shot clock, Justin?
I'm going to Dane Samuel or Jordan Nartai here. Mike Smith might go with the old sneaky off the shoulder of Karina. Let's see what happens. He's going to get it inbound. Nartai, 3. There you go.
That's a way to make the most of 1.8 seconds and turn the game back in your favour.
Who says we don't know what we're talking about? Always looks better when they follow exactly what we dream up. They're back out by 1. Let's have a look at that Nartai 3 again. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. No mistake from the corner.
Not an easy shot there either. He was off balance, floating out of court with a hand in his face. So
he's up to 12 in the game too. Amid all the fanfare, another foul was called, and Joe Cook-Green going to the Racine line now. Averaging just under 15 points a game. Had that big 30-point explosion in the Rams home opener. Played 12 minutes last night in Nelson, scored just 1 point in that game. Nails a couple from the line, and he moves up to 7 today.
Good balance of scoring there by the Rams still. And what's interesting, the Saints have not gone very deep tonight with their bench.
We saw a spot minute or two early, didn't we? Here's Vidanovic for 3. Almost replicated Jordan Nartai from a moment ago. Same corner. Joe Cook-Green back the other way, bustling to the basket off the glass.
Changing 2s and 3s here. This is a quick appearance by Johnny Hilu.
Potts Broughton, saw him early.
Tom Gold for a second.
Nartai upstairs. Nartai got a mile up. Just lost a handle on it in the end. That would have been special. Cook-Green has fired right up for the Rams.
To take it on himself. Now, he wasn't one of the players that we said would step up, step out in this third quarter, but he's having a crack.
Here's Vidanovic. Made it a little bit harder for himself in the end. Rams by 1, 90 seconds to play in the third. Big mismatch down in the post there. Matua decides to go outside to Sam Smith, who rolls it in. And how effective has Sam Smith been? 10 points in the game.
Exactly the word I was just about to use, swear to God.
They lead by 3. Big battle today. Samuel off the glass.
Off the glass.
Takes it in for 2.
It might be just me, but he looks like he's favouring that leg. He gave his calf a bit of a tweak on Monday against the Tuatara. He's obviously showed up tonight with a...
Big flush by Max Darling, and guess who gave it to him? Finding his way through traffic again, Joe Cook-Green.
And again, Dane caught standing still on defence.
1 point ball game. Here is Samuel. Nartai steps around Joe Cook-Green, gets to the hoop.
Oh!
Can't finish underneath. And now maybe the Rams will get the last look of the quarter. It's been a 25-24 quarter from the Saints. The last couple of minutes of Joe Cook-Green have been special. He can't finish, and that'll do us. So 3 quarters down. Sal's NBL action. A lot to like about this one.
72-69.
Don't go away. Huge last quarter coming from the Capital today. Sunday afternoon action. The Rams out by 3. Back with more after this.
Accompanied by McGilla. Well, we all remember this one last week. How many shots should we do this one? 1 or 3? 3 again? We said that last time, we only needed 1, 2. McGilla, which end you going this one? You gonna go this one? 3 or 1? 3 again, eh? Yeah, just, why not? Carter with a chance to win a Saints surprise pack. McGilla, he's been red hot lately. When you're ready, mate. New hook. St. McGilla. Give it up for him, Wellington. Cheer him on. Make that noise. First attempt, not so good. Come on, Bush. Nice. We need the ball back. That's 1. Oh, so it's a bit flat, mate. All right, McGilla. Attempt 2, not so good. Keep it loud, Wellington, make some noise. Daily, give it for Carter. Do the prayer. To the heavens. Let's go.
Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena. McGilla's just missed a half-court shot. He's disappointed. Rams lead by 3. That's probably a little bit more important right now. What do you make of the third quarter?
Third quarter started out all Saints. Talked about, obviously, Guy Malloy has gotten into them in the halftime break and said we need to diversify how we're scoring the ball, guys, here. We can't just rely on the 3, and they came out on fire. Mike Smith started out the third quarter with a huff and a puff. But, man, the Rams are not going anywhere. They are not going to get blown down, and they're just showing they've got so many weapons and so many parts of the court that can score the ball. This is going to be a huge fourth quarter to see whether the Rams can bring one home or the Saints can get their first win of the season on the board.
Saints to restart in this last quarter. Rams furious on the sideline. Coaching staff thought it was their ball. Johnny Halou, Thomas Gold, Dougal Meter, all onto the floor for the Saints. Let's see what they can do early in this last. Look out for Joe Cook-Green. The way he finished the third for the Rams was exceptional. 10 points in the game now. Here he is, JCG with Halou in front of him. Max Darling, big body into Dane Samuel. Hits the basket.
Yeah, took the contact, but no foul. Right call. What do you make of the Saints lineup out on the court at the moment, Justin?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long they last out there. Here's Nartai with a great up and under finish.
Great up and under, great facials. He wanted that one. He certainly got it.
I'd expect Mike Smith, Tom Verdanovic getting a quick breather. They'll be back out there very, very soon to run this game out. It is going to go right down to the wire. Sunday Detch was well held in the third quarter. Here he is on Nartai. He's travelled, and the Saints get it back.
Well, to your point, that's actually been held to 9 points throughout the game. He came like first quarter and had an awesome first quarter, but I wonder whether that is the fatigue setting in after back-to-back games on the trot.
Averages 20 a game, so a quiet one by his lofty standards. Taylor Britches 4 points in the game. Ryan Taylor with 8. Karina and Darling with 11 each. They come up in mid-court with it, and Sam Smith will get the easiest finish. And he has 12 now. Hilu under some pressure again. Gets it across halfway. Samuel on the reverse. Made that look easy.
Did make that look easy, but now I really want to see him get down the other end of the court and make sure the Rams don't respond with a two of their own.
Is there a foul there? No. Cook Green. Now it goes out to Detch for 3. Just as we were talking about him, Sunday Detch with a big corner triple.
He decided that he was ready to rejoin the game. It's another turnover.
I've got a feeling some subs are coming as Matua Maker nails the big dunk and lets the Saints bench know all about it as he comes to the sidelines.
May have been a risky substitution move by Coach Guy Malloy.
Well, the Rams are out by 8. Verdanovic and Smith definitely to come back in out of this timeout. A couple of steals, a couple of easy baskets for the Rams, and that leads at 8.
So it didn't take much. A lot of the they've dropped their full court pressure back to have point guard being marked by Sunday Detch, but the rest of the Rams are putting pressure on that half-court area and forcing the Saints into really, really rookie, schoolboy errors when you're facing the zone. Picking up your dribble in a bad spot, getting double-teamed, and passing in really high-traffic areas, and they've got 2 steals off of that pressure at half-court.
I'll tell you one thing that may go unnoticed today if the Rams do get up. 35 points off the bench for the Rams amongst 3 players. Sam Smith has 12, Joe Cook Green has 10, Matua Maker has 13, 35 points off the bench.
So as a coach, you'd love that type of a stat sheet, wouldn't you?
The Saints have 3.
That's right.
Tells you a fair bit about this contest. And not surprisingly, Verdanovic, Smith, Tuffin, all back on the floor, and you'd expect them to run this one out now. In that last 2.5 minutes, though, has the damage been done?
Well, that's put them down 8 points. Again, another turnover. It's 3 turnovers early in the fourth quarter. Down by 8. They're not going to make it easy on themselves.
Here's the replay. Verdanovic just losing a handle of it underneath. Joe Cook Green. It's been big in the second half. Here's Detch firing away, trying to get it back underneath Matua Maker. 211 centimetres and making his presence felt.
Making no mistake about that.
15 and 10, he has a double-double. Smith for 3, this is needed. Can't finish. 11th rebound for Maker. It was a big announcing for the Rams midweek. Sam Smith, nowhere to go, shut down. Tommy V trying to find a blue singlet, surrounded by white singlets. Should there have been a shot clock reset? We're going to get a stop on the game. Judd Flavel very animated in front of us. There's no doubt that Tom Verdanovic took possession
He
of
did.
it.
He did. He was on the ground. I was surprised that they didn't call him for a travel because he had both feet off the ground.
Got to be a reset here, you would think. It's going to be a Rams ball. Shot clock should have been reset. White ball, and they're going to get possession back. It's the right call.
It is the right call, and at least they made it decisively. You own up, hand up. Guy Malloy's not really challenging it, so you're right, it is the right call.
We're just going to see what the shot clock gets reset to. 10-point margin. Rams have made their run early in this last Megan. 11-4 run. Back underway. Here's Joe Cook-Green. Starring right now, Matuamaka will go to the line for a couple.
11-4 run, and they don't look like they're slowing down.
That's his second foul.
Well, how good has Matuamaka been in his second game in the Cells NBL? Here's the replay. Foul by Dane Samuel. 15 points, 12 rebounds.
I'm just looking at his stat line here. Make sure I've got these columns right.
I know what you're going to say.
6 for 6.
He hasn't missed.
From the field.
From the field.
5 for 5 from the Razine. I've just given them the commentator's curse. But that is a stat line, all right.
He's come up big for the Rams. They lead by 11. Toughen. The Saints need this. That one's off. Everything that was dropping in the third.
Slowed right down in the fourth.
Max Darling is fouled. And Kenneth Toughen,
that's his fifth.
He might find himself fouled out of his second straight game of the season.
That is number 5.
He is not happy about that.
I'm not sure that we've seen that in Kenneth Toughen's career before. Fouled out in 2 successive games. Saints want a timeout. They want to chat. It's been all Canterbury to start this last term. 12-4 run.
12-4 run, and 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It is going to take a lot to get the Saints back up. It almost looked like they just slowed down, slowed the ball down. They had so much energy coming into that third quarter, attacking the basket. Yes, a few shots landed for them, but they just had a lot more energy. They seemed to have backed off and taken their foot off the pedal a little bit in that fourth quarter.
There's one happy fan in the stadium at the moment. Might be the only fan here at TSB wearing a Rams jersey.
With a brand new Rams jersey on. Oh no, my in-laws are here, so they're from Canterbury, so they will be enjoying the Rams being up by 11 with 6 minutes to go, but it's not over yet. We know that there's a lot of capable scorers on that Saints team, but...
Well, what have they got to do, Megan? From here, we've got 6:04 left. The Rams have come out and really taken a stranglehold of this game early in the last. What do the Saints need to do?
Take it to the hole. You've got 3 players that are sitting there on 3 fouls. Critical players. They're not going to want to get into foul trouble. They're not going to want to sit the bench. I think they're just going to take it to the hole, create that space, and kick it out for that open 3. Coming down and just shooting the 3 off the dribble, first touch, isn't going to win this game.
Well, I'm going to go back to the man that I talked about heading into the third quarter. Mike Smith, for me, is the one that can light this one up. But they've got a bit of a mountain to climb, the Saints. Max Darling could have made it harder for them there. Second one from the Razine stripe is good. Darling goes up to 12 points in the game. The lead at 12. Saints need to have a lot go right for them from here. 0-3 start to the season. That pass just found the hand of Nartai. Vodanovic off the glass.
Of that mismatch underneath. No mistake.
Will that be the basket to get the team in blue up? To get the 3,500 fans at TSB Bank Arena up and going. Sunday, Getch fires away. Matua Maker, another big rebound.
Gosh, he's been everywhere, hasn't he, when the big plays have been asked for.
Getch with a second look from deep, not on this occasion. Winiera Mulvihill. I don't mind that change up either coming in for KT. Winiera Mulvihill can hit big shots.
Just missed Mike in the corner, wide open.
Here is Mike Smith. Here is Dougal Meter. He can't finish it off. And the Rams back the other way. Saints have to keep coming up with stops. Joe Cook-Green, great second half. Sam Smith has been important. 12 points in the game for the Rams, number 4. This is better defense. Max Darling underneath, flick of the wrist, puts it in. Right on the shot clock.
You say better defense, but absolute breaks your heart when you get a basket right on the buzzer.
Winiera Mulvihill fires from deep, and he makes it. Saints fans on their feet.
Take it down to single digits now. Let's see whether we can get a stop. Get down the other end of the court.
Listen to you, Wellington.
Corner. Darling for 3. In and out.
Oh.
Get behind your
Well,
team.
Natai actually had his right hand held then. He's claiming the reason I only had one hand on the ball is because my right arm was being
And I'm glad
held.
you said that, because in my head I was thinking, oh, that's such a lazy move, just to grab it with one hand and casually flick it out to the point guard. But I didn't obviously see that his other hand was held up.
Have you ever heard of the saying, trying to do it with one arm held behind your back? That was it. Can they score again? Just under 4 minutes to play. Tommy V will fire for 3. You can hear the crowd just rising up and lowering down just as quickly on the miss.
You know, they can shoot the 3. They can get back in this game easily with a 3-point. With the 3-pointers if they go.
Taylor with the floater. Guy Malloy uses, I think this is his last time out of the half.
Oh.
I think it might be.
Back to an 11-point game.
It is.
The Saints will be so disappointed unless they can pull something out in this next 3 minutes. And maybe, hey, look, maybe I was wrong taking it inside. Maybe they do need to go back to what they do really well, which is nail threes. Because that is how you can get points on the board really, really quickly.
Well, let's talk about the Rams. We've talked about the Saints and what they need to do. Let's talk about how good the Rams have been tonight. They've now got 6 players in double digits. Ryan Taylor, who hit that last basket, has 8 points in the game. They have been really good, going at 53%, 60% in fact. It's been a good night for the Rams, leading the rebound count. They're doing a lot right.
They are, you're right. And as I say, it's a coach's stat line dream. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in double digits. Nobody is needing to carry this team with a 30-point game. They can all do it on the offensive end, and that makes them really, really dangerous. It's been fun to watch the different players step up from time to time. Sam Smith came in the second quarter, lit it up, had a few early baskets. Cook-Green in the third quarter. And certainly Marta Maker making his presence seen in the fourth.
16 and 13 in the game for Matua Maker. Dougal Meter here. Vodanovic wants it down low. Time running out. Winiera Mulvihill steps around and puts it down.
First slam for the Saints comes from the little guy from the corner.
Winiera Mulvihill
Comebacks on now.
off the wing with power. Here's Karina. Tough shot over the top of Vodanovic, goes down. And they just keep coming up with answers, the Rams.
Keep coming back, and they're making it look so easy.
Can Smith get going? Natai ball on the floor. Tough shot to finish over the top of Karina. I think there'll be a foul on Sunday Detch. Here's the finish from Winnie out of Mulverhill getting up.
He just kept going, didn't he?
Very nice indeed.
Third foul.
I'm sure that mullet's going to get plenty of replays during the week. Dane Samuel back into the game. 11-point margin. Just feel like it's a stretch too far for the Saints.
2.5 minutes to go. And they're just looking a little uncertain. So Jordan Ngatai, couple of actual open, we were talking about the threes, but...
Oh, second spin back by Samuel. Missed it.
No, it's not going their way.
Stamp the feet, clap the hands, Wellington. Let's hear you.
Karina surrounded by blue singlets now. Jump is called.
Jump ball.
Locked up ball.
11 points in it. It doesn't really matter. They're hustling to the end.
I think it'll be a Rams ball. 2:17 to play. 19-11 last quarter.
What a move down low by Dane Samuel just before.
Well, he did everything bar finish.
Pretty, very.
So right now, you'd think pressure on the Saints going into their game next Sunday against the Jets. Right here in the capital, they could be going into that game 0-4.
Wow, and the Jets obviously up next on Sky Sport, looking for their first win of the season.
And they've started to load up as well. I think 3 imports playing today for the Jets. That game right after this one against the Nuggets. How good are the Nuggets been?
They're good, very good. South Island teams coming to play.
Up and about. Well, not the Sharks at the moment.
No, after that text I saw from
I know.
Rob Beveridge.
I know. Don't say it. I'll tell you what, though, the Sharks will be in the thick of it come the business end. I've got no doubt about that.
Absolutely fine.
Yep. There's getting them last night. Joe Cook-Green keeping it alive. Mike Karina. Timely offensive rebound. Here's Ryan Taylor, left to right. In the end, the task was a little bit too much. Dane, ball under the right arm, is fouled. And I think that'll be enough for him to go to the Racine line. It will be.
Ryan Taylor, that's his fourth.
So with under 120 seconds to play, the Saints are going to need everything going their way, including a couple at the coloured stripe here.
Well, he hasn't missed many from the stripes. I think he'll make the most of it.
First one is good.
10 points.
Well, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. We've seen
Chris Johnson last Wednesday night, point in case. Makes the second.
Well, they just got to believe.
Under 2 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen.
If you are a Saints fan, you're going to need stops. It's not going to be just about what you can score, it's going to be about what you can stop. That shot is well off underneath. Great finish, Max Darling.
Just a heartbreaker. Good D to get the wonky 3-point shot. Scooped up with an offensive rebound. That's not how the Saints are going to get back into this game.
Let's go, Saints.
Dane Samuel rolls it in for 2.
Dane Samuel hits the 2.
He's decided to pick it up late here in the fourth quarter, but it might be a little too late.
He has 27 in the game.
Feels like a quiet 27 from Dane tonight.
Sunday Detch using the clock. Joe Cook-Green fires away. Max Darling comes up with it again. 18 points in the game for Maxwell Darling.
We're looking at that head-to-head early in the game and talking about that defensive rebound, offensive rebounding advantage of the Rams. It's certainly
unsportsmanlike foul against Tom Vodanovic. Disappointment creeping in for the Saints.
That's when the frustration comes out, total frustration foul.
His 4th foul.
Ryan Taylor hits the line.
And the Rams are going to head home, Megan, splitting the weekend. They've got the Hawks on Thursday night down at Cowes. And that game's big because we're talking about 2 very good teams, but it's made bigger because returning to Christchurch, Mick
Half
Downer,
the team that went from Christchurch
Jack
last year.
Exeter, Quinton Bailey, and Derek Albertson.
Yeah, that's quite decent, isn't it? It's going to be a charged game down there at Cowes Stadium.
Not sure what's happened here. Ryan Taylor asking some questions. We were too busy talking about what's coming up for the Hawks. Something's cancelled something out there.
Not quite sure it is going to make too much of a difference to the final score, but it's a principle thing, isn't it, when you're a coach?
Saints are going to come up with the ball here. I'm not sure what has happened. Judd Flavel is right in front of us, very animated. Maybe you can explain what's going on, because Judd's just turning to us and saying, what's happening?
I can't help you out here,
help
mate.
you.
We were too busy talking your Hawks Rams game up on Thursday night. Not that we've given up on this one here.
No, not at all. But
but we weren't paying attention. You're absolutely right.
A moment ago, we were looking at Ryan Taylor headed to the line.
Maybe you could text your WhatsApp commentary group and find out what happened there, Justin, since you weren't paying attention to the game that we were supposed to be commentating on. Maybe Mel's can help you out.
Look at Tom Bogdanovic. He's wondering what's going on as well. The Saints have got it back. That's what we do know.
They got the ball.
I can only think there was a call to cancel out the previous unsportsmanlike call. Bogdanovic slick pass inside for Samuels, too hot. Mike Smith will get an open look.
Not dropping.
Keep that noise going, Wellington.
And believe it or not,
34 seconds to go.
the Rams have turned it over.
Get behind your team. Let them hear you.
The Saints have been given every opportunity in this last quarter to put the ball on the hoop, score, get the score a little bit closer, but
I was going to say,
it's not their night.
We're going to have a chat to a couple of Rams and thinking about who to have a chat to. You can probably take your pick.
I was thinking about that just then. I was going through, it was like, who's, well,
they've been
each quarter you could talk to someone different, but.
Dying seconds of this one, Dane Samuel for 3. Max Darling helps Tom Bogdanovic back to his feet. We'll get a timeout just to settle this down late. It's an 8-point margin with just under 27 seconds to play. Here's a replay on that last basket. You can just see Tom Bogdanovic and Max Darling in the corner. Not too much in that one.
No, but the ball is going all Saints' way, but they can't put it in the hoop, and they're not going to get closer, I think, to this 8-point margin. Although, I'm reminded of a game back in the early 2000s, Tracy McGrady, where he scored about 11 points in 40 seconds, was it?
You think that's going to happen today?
Hey, so I say, anything's possible in this game.
There's one element missing from that.
Tracy McGrady.
He's not here. He's not here.
Tracy McGrady in his prime.
Well, the Saints, look, they're going to be disappointed with this because they were right there. But Xavier Cooks comes in during the week.
Yeah, you're right, but I do think that it's not going to soften the sting of today. They were looking forward to a Sunday game. They've had a few days off. They knew that they might have the upper hand on the Rams, having had to back up with a game last night in Nelson. And home crowd, Sunday afternoon, I think they want to do it for them.
Oh, no doubt about that. They're up the floor here, putting some pressure on in the dying seconds. They get it back. Bogdanovic to Nartai. 18 seconds. 6-point ball game. A quick 3 here would be handy. Off the arm.
Just off the arm.
Of Winnietta Mulvihill. That would have made things interesting.
But you have to ask, where was this press a minute and a half ago?
There's that finish. They're up the floor now. 6-point margin. As I said, a quick 3 here would be handy.
I would just watch
Will he go long? Will he go short? Will he get it in? He does. Sunday Detch does enough to hold it up, and that'll be the ball game. Matua has been brilliant in the second half. In the end, he's fouled.
Gosh, he's got good handles for a big guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And very quick off the mark.
A welcome addition for the Rams. The big number 30. 24-year-old, 211 centimetre, South Sudanese Australian. Just about done here. Rams may look to score here, even though there's 6 seconds. They may look to score here because head-to-head is going to be valuable come the end of the season. And Coach Judd Flavel is right onto this. Don't stop. See if we can get some late points. And they nearly do. In the end, though, a 6-point margin.
And that is the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Rams get it.
95-89.
95-89.
95-89.
Big last quarter by the visitors. And they get the job done on the road. They go home splitting round 4. A loss to the Giants. A win over the Saints. Max Darling, 18 points in the game. Matua 16 points, 14 rebounds. He was clinical, did not miss from the field. For the Saints, Darnay Samuel ends with 30 points and 8 rebounds. Tom Vodanovic, 16 points, 10 rebounds. Mike Smith held to 14 points. The Rams with 7 players in double digits today. We're going to catch up with Matua in just a moment. Make sure you stick with us on Sky Sport 3. Don't go away. It's a massive doubleheader in the Cells NBL. Coming up shortly, the Manawatu Jets taking on the Otago Nuggets. The Jets looking for their first win of the season. The Nuggets for their 4th win in succession. There's the Saints. Some soul searching to do this week. Xavier Cooks will be the big addition heading into next Sunday when they take on the Jets right here in the capital.
One more time, give it up for our Wellington.
They've got a bit more to pick apart. Full house here today. And one of the stars they saw was a star in white. Matua 16 points, 14 rebounds. He's with Megan Compain.
Well, Matua, congratulations. How tough was that to back up here at the Saints after that tough loss last night?
Oh, man, that was tough. I mean, we just got off on a flight. I mean, I got off on like 3 flights the night before, you know, so, you know, I'm glad we came in, didn't make excuses, and we got it done, you know. That was tough.
Well, congratulations, and it's great to see you here in the country. When did you actually arrive?
I came about two nights ago. Yeah, 2 nights ago, like I said, on 3 flights.
Well, you're making a difference right away, but man, that scoreline with your team, 7 players in double digits, is that the way that Judd Flavel is looking to coach your team, that you're going to be a real team effort?
Most definitely. I feel like, you know, it's got to be a whole team thing, you know, like everybody coming in, different nice guys going off and just playing together. That's the biggest thing, and that's how we got it done.
You and Tommy V obviously have a little bit of a relationship there. That was a good back-to-back for a little bit there.
That's my guy. That's my guy. We battled. He had a great game too. Like, no, that's my dude.
It's awesome. It's really good to see you guys winning a game here, and good luck for your Thursday night game against the Hawks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good on you.
Back to you, Justin.
Megan. Star of the show tonight, Matua 16 points, 14 rebounds. The Rams, 7 players in double digits. They get the win 95-89. They go to 4-2 on the season. The Saints 0-4 and still searching for their first win. Big doubleheader. Stick with us. Cells NBL action coming up on the other side of this break. Jets taking on the Nuggets. Of course, round 5 tipping off on Thursday night. Rams and Hawks, Sharks and Nuggets next Friday. That will be huge. Hope you've enjoyed this one. More Cells NBL action coming your way right after this break on your home of sport, Sky Sport.